According to CNBC, 56% of Americans do not have at least $1,000 in their savings accounts in case of an emergency.
Does this sound like you or someone that you may know? If so, please stay tuned as we will have some tips and tricks on how you can save $1,000 or more.
DMV Wealth Builders.
Hey YouTube, welcome back. In today's video, we wanted to share with you guys a few tips on how you can save at least $1,000 for emergencies or rainy days.
And if you're new, thank you for watching this video. On this channel, we do post videos as a documentation on our wealth building journey. All right, guys, so before we get started into the tips and tricks on how you can save $1,000 for an emergency, we do want to say that we understand that it is not easy, especially in the times that we are in right now during the COVID era. We understand that everyone's situation is different. So what we advise is that you take what you can from this video and apply it to your own journey.
Yeah, and even though it's hard, sometimes there is unexpected expenses that we have to look out for, such as an unexpected trip to the vet, having to pay a doctor's bill out of pocket, or a failed transmission or engine.
All right, so let's get into the tips.
Okay, so the first tip that I have is to budget to see where your money is going. I know sometimes you may budget, but you don't budget every time you get paid. So just getting into the habit of budgeting every time you get paid so you can see where your money is and how much money you have left over.
And not like a mental budget, right? More of like a paper budget, you would say?
Yeah, paper budget or Excel.
Or Excel. So just to piggyback on what you said, I like the budget part. Obviously, that's what we do here, right? But try not to keep a mental budget, because sometimes you may forget about the $2 vending machine snack that you used yesterday, or the coffee that you got 3 days ago, and it may slip your budget. You may remember the big purchases, but not the small ones. So I like your tips. I would definitely say, but make sure you use a paper budget or something, a
physical budget.
A physical budget, right. So for my first tip, I would say auto deduction from your checking account to your savings account. So every time you get paid, a certain amount that you select will go from your checking to your savings. And what that would do will just not allow you to think about it, and it just automatically come out every 2 weeks or however often you get paid.
Yeah, so you don't have to talk yourself out of it.
Right. That's a good one. That's actually a good one. Because I talked myself out of it a lot of times when I was first starting to save my $1,000. I was like, I'll do it next paycheck.
Yeah, and putting it off.
Right, and then what happens when next paycheck comes?
You spend it.
You spend it, or you just never do it, right? So that was my first one.
Okay. My second one is to get rid of any unused subscriptions. So, for example, if you have both Netflix and Hulu, but you rarely use Hulu, then you can say goodbye to Hulu. Just keep Netflix.
Right. That's actually a good one too.
And then what we do, how can I explain it? You know someone in your family that pays for something, so you use their account. So that way you don't have to pay for 5 different things. So you could keep Hulu, and then someone you know already has Netflix, and you just log into theirs.
Pro tip. Here you go. My second one would be, actually, I stole this from Dave Ramsey's book, so I got to give him the credit, actually. Pay your minimum balance on your debt. If you're paying off debt and you don't have $1,000 in your savings, pay the minimum balance until you have that $1,000 or whatever you need, at least 1,000, but whatever you need saved up. So for example, if you know you got credit card bills or student loans or whatever loans you have, and you're paying, more than the minimum, pay the minimum plus a little bit of interest, but take the rest to put towards yourself. You always want to make sure you pay yourself before you pay anyone else, because you are more important than Wells Fargo, or you are more important than Capital One, or you are more important than whoever your debt is. So you always want to make sure you pay yourself first anyway. But before you do that, you want to make sure your bills are paid. So pay the minimum balance and then put the rest towards your savings until you reach that $1,000 or whatever number you need to reach with your savings.
Yeah. Sounds good. And also, you can negotiate some of your bills for lower prices. For example, car insurance, your phone provider. But the thing about the phone provider, I don't know who you guys use, but with Sprint or Xfinity, you have to be careful when you call them because sometimes they offer you deals that are really only for like 6 months or a year.
Right.
So you want to get your bills lower if you can, but just be careful.
Right. And you'll be surprised on the bills we actually have lowered when we just gave them a phone call and it was nice. And they actually found some promos that we qualified for that we didn't know, and it kind of lowered our bill. Even if it's $1 or $2, you're still saving. That's $24 a month if you lower by $2. I mean, $24 a year if you lower by $2. It don't sound like a lot, but if you don't have nothing in savings, I would rather have $24 in my savings within a year and not have nothing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So that was a good one. And I think for my last tip is just give yourself positive affirmations every day, right? Just like we said before, we know that times are hard. We know that it's hard to save, especially now, right? But if you tell yourself constantly that you can do it, that you can save, and you, like Pookie said for her second tip, if you budget and figure out what your money is going to and where can you eliminate things, and you constantly tell yourself, I can save, you will be able to find at least $10 in your budget that you overpaying for something.
Yeah.
So in however you want to do it, in the morning, in the evening, when you're at work and you're tired, you're stressed out, go to the bathroom, you say, you know what, I can save. I'm going to save this week. I'm going to save at least whatever is comfortable for you. And just make sure you do it. Make sure you do it. So that would be my 3.
Yeah. And I actually had a 4th one. So if you cannot, or you already have done these tips that we went over, there is one thing that will make it super easy around this time of year. Taxes or bonuses.
Ooh, there you go.
You can save a portion of your tax refund or your bonus from your job. Because I know some people probably have like $8,000, $10,000. So
man, you got $8,000 for back taxes. Let me know. Let me get some.
yeah.
But nah, that's very important because I don't know. A lot of people when they get their tax refund, a lot of people do pay off their debt. Mm-hmm. But if you paying off your debt and you know you don't have anything in savings, we will highly recommend putting away some for savings because again, some unexpected expense can happen, and yeah, you pay down your debt. But damn, now how you going to pay for this if you don't have any savings? You got to go right back into that, most likely, to use a credit card to pay for that failed transmission or to pay when you have to go to the doctor for your copay or pay if your cat or your dog gets sick, so yeah. All right, guys, so that sums up this video. We do want to say thank you guys so much for watching.
And we really hope that these tips work for you. And if you have any additional tips, please leave a comment below.
And don't forget to like and also share this video on who you think it will benefit. See you guys in the next one.